it's Dori with Bariatric Adventures, and I am going to make a keto butter pie today. Waiting for dinner to finish cooking, so I kind of got bored, figured that I would make something because I was a little hungry and I need a snack. It's been a couple days since I've made a dessert of any sort, so I'm going to try this. I was kind of going on Pinterest and found some recipes, and so I've never tried this before, so I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to try. So the first thing that I have to do is preheat the oven, which I've already started it, and so it's heating up to 375. And got all my ingredients ready. I've got some almond flour, butter, eggs, and then monk fruit brown sugar that I'm going to use to make the pie crust. And then over here I've got everything I need for the filling. I've got cream cheese and butter, eggs, and more monk fruit. So this will hopefully be somewhat sweet and kind of kill that craving that I've been having. One thing I found through this entire process is that I have to find a way to kill my sugar cravings, because I'm definitely a sugar addict, and when I don't do something about those cravings, it seems like I kind of have a failure moment where I just kind of binge eat and do things I shouldn't. So this is going to hopefully keep me from that and keep me on track with my keto diet. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my butter. Basically, we're just going to mix all these things together. My egg, add my egg. And then the monk fruit. I'm just going to mix those together. And then I'm going to just put them in a 9-inch pie plate. And I guess this recipe couldn't be much easier. A little bit about me is I'm not a cook at all. I think for the first couple of years I was with my husband, I had convinced him I didn't even know how to cook. And one of the reasons that I got to where I was is because I used to eat out for every meal. It was pretty bad. I would start out my morning by going to Starbucks, and then I would finish up. Well, I'd have lunch out. We'd start with like an appetizer, and then we'd have a full lunch and dessert. And then about 3 o'clock, I'd go back to Starbucks, and I don't know. I'd get home, end up having dinner, go out to eat again. I just absolutely ate out every chance I got. So what I'm doing here is just stuff that I've kind of picked up over the past couple of years. I'm not very good at it, so feel free to make fun of me, laugh, whatever. I'm just doing what I have to do to keep my weight off and stay healthy. I mainly did this process so that I could stay healthy for my little ones. My littlest one is 3 years old, and I spent a month in the hospital while I was pregnant with him. So to me, staying healthy and kind of staying fit is very important. So I can't let those old habits kind of fall back in. And this was kind of my promise to myself and my kids, is that I would figure out a better way to do things. And not a super huge fan of the everything in moderation. I am more of a fan of finding other ways to do things. So I'm not going to go all the way up the side of the pan with this. If it doesn't turn out, I'm kind of okay with that. I figure it kind of is what it is. I might try to work it out a little bit more, see what happens. Okay, so took a little bit more time and enlisted the help of Drew this time. And so we have a little bit better of a pie crust growing. He went ahead and took up the side of the dishes. Like I said, not a cook, so I kind of half-ass it. For lack of better words. So I've got the oven heated up to 375, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it in, and I'm going to set it to 7 minutes. And then while that's cooking, I'll go ahead and prep the filling. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some cream cheese. That probably wasn't the best idea. Then I'm going to add my butter. Brown sugar. Clearly, this is a super easy recipe. It's just a matter of getting your ingredients together and mixing them. It's kind of what I look for. I don't like things that are super complicated. And so now I'm just going to mix them on low and just kind of get everything fully incorporated together. Okay, I think I'm kind of happy with that consistency, and I'm just kind of going to leave it there for now and wait for the pie crust to come out, and then I will go ahead and add this to the pie crust and then pop it back in the oven.
Go.
So I'm going to go ahead and grab the pie crust out of the oven and then bring it on over and start filling it. So I have my pie crust, and it was in the oven for 7 minutes at 375. And then basically all I'm going to do now is just start filling it with the filling that I made earlier. I haven't mentioned this before in any of my other videos, but so far, I had surgery in April 2017, and since then, I have lost and maintained about 140 pounds, well not about, actually 140 pounds exactly. So I am really happy with my progress and kind of how I've kind of made it through the past almost 3 years. I'm coming up on 3 years in a month, so it's been kind of a wild ride for me, and I don't know how I've gotten there. I've had a lot of help from Drew and just kind of finding substitution ideas, but kind of what I'm doing here is showing people what I've done and how I've made a successful program for myself and the things that I've done to just kind of make it work. So went ahead and filled this, and now I'm just going to put it back in the oven, and it's going to cook at 350 for about 35 to 40 minutes, and then we'll wait till it turns kind of a golden color on top, and we will pull it out and see how it looks. Okay, so the pie is pretty much ready to come out. It's been 35 minutes, and I think it's looking pretty good, so we'll go ahead and bring it on out here and see how it's looking. The crust that's exposed is a little bit overcooked, but that's okay. We'll see how it turns out. The bottom looks fine, so hopefully it will taste good, and we'll have dessert for probably, I don't know, probably a week. I tend to do this. I like to make a lot so that I have excess, and I'll probably end up throwing, I don't know, maybe a half to a quarter of it away, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to go ahead and let this sit and just rest for about an hour to 2 hours, and then we'll come back and give it a try and see how it turned out. Okay, so we let the pie sit out for a little bit, about an hour and a half maybe, and I went ahead and shrank back down, and we went ahead and pulled a couple pieces out because this is dessert for tonight, so we figure we just give it a shot, see how it goes. If you like this video, I know I kind of do some weird stuff sometimes, but if you like this video, feel free to subscribe, like, all that fun stuff. Hopefully you'll check back for more videos in the future. And just remember that, I'm just trying to share kind of how I live and how I'm getting through this process. Made a promise to myself I'd never diet again, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not dieting, I just live my life. And I've turned this into a whole lifestyle and just made changes. But as you can see, I still find ways to live. So let me go ahead and try this. Wow, that's pretty darn good. So if you're looking for this recipe, I did find it online, and I found it at betterthanbreadketo.com. So feel free to check that out. And I think this one is probably a hit. We'll probably do this again some other time. But yeah, hope you enjoy.